Our mission at Willow is to love God, love people, and change the world. Love God, taking our next steps to follow Him. Love people, taking next steps toward loving one another within the church, building unified, authentic, biblical community with one another, and changing the world. We aren't meant to just become a holy huddle, but we're called to impact the world around us by showing up, by serving, and showing God's love in practical ways, no strings attached. And so we're spending this entire year not just talking about our mission statement, but intentionally taking next steps as a church to live out in practical ways the things that we say. Over the last few months, we've been taking next steps in loving God through the practices of baptism, communion, studying God's Word, and giving generously. 1,200 people committed to taking a next step in generosity. That's amazing. 25,000 people across our campuses were here for Good Friday and the Easter celebration. And get this, 77 people have been baptized since January. We're just getting started. That's amazing. And across our 7 campuses, we have about 20,000 seats, but we're not focused on seating capacity. We're thinking about that as our sending capacity. And as we head into the summer months, we've created intentional ways to help us focus now to change the world. We've talked about loving God. Now we're going to focus on changing the world. We kicked things off with Celebration of Hope, where we were able to celebrate and engage with our global partners. And I'm thrilled that this year seed packing was back. And as a church, we filled 1 million envelopes of packs of seeds. And they're going to go support now 200,000 families in Zambia and South Africa. And get this, during Celebration of Hope, we were able to give away an entire offering to support the work being done by our ministry partners locally and globally. In May, we'll also be launching our partnership with Team World Vision. Teams from across multiple Willow campuses will put feet to mission, literally, as they raise money and run to bring clean water to areas of the world where Willow's local partners serve. We're also about changing the world in our own backyards. We couldn't do what we do without the thousands of volunteers who give their time and energy to serve in hundreds of ministry teams all over this place. Here's what I like to say. Volunteers run this place, and it's true. And so on June 26, we're celebrating a Volunteer Sunday. Volunteer Sunday. We're going to celebrate stories of how God has used you to make a difference where you serve. This is going to be a great time for anyone curious about getting involved to take a next step in joining a team by checking out a ministry fair that'll be happening in the lobbies of our campuses. And then in July, we're gonna go out into our neighborhoods and communities, into our cities, and we're gonna partner with our local ministries, giving time, energy, our skills, and service to show God's love in practical ways in our own backyards. And then we're also going to be launching our backpack and school supply drive throughout the month of August, where we celebrate and honor teachers, school staff, and students heading back to school. And all of this leading us into the fall. And you've heard us mention this thing called Rooted. It's a dynamic 10-week discipleship experience that not only teaches about spiritual practices, but allows us to experience them in community with other people. And so in September, we're going to roll out Rooted to the entire church. And whether you're already in a small group or not, we want every person at Willow to experience Rooted together. God is doing just exciting new things at Willow Creek. There are lots of great ways for you to take your next steps with God. And the best way to stay in the know on all of it is just simply to download the Willow app and make sure you're signed up to receive our weekly emails so you can stay up to date on everything that's going on and how you can get involved. Willow, I am so excited to see what God is going to do in and through our church. Because of Him, the best is yet to come.